And welcome back to the battlefield. Here we go. Ellington here, and we have got ourselves another epic battle replay on Total War Rome 2. Today, we have got ourselves a 3 versus 3 on the settlement of Lupfordum. Not a too commonly seen settlement. Something you don't see quite as often. I mean, people do play it, but not near as much as some maps. So this one here, just a standard battle, but this was sent in by Everos, who is on attack here playing Carthage. His teammates, we have got Lusitani on attack, being commanded by the Pizza Maker, and finally Masacely, being commanded by Darsman. You can see the mass movement of the armies moving forward, getting ready to go into the city. Because to be honest with you, look at it. There's no defense going on in this corner. It looks like the defenders are going to set up somewhere in the back here. Now, for the defenders, we can't see very much of it, but we do know they have Arverni being commanded by Rossworthy. And then we've got Galatia being commanded by Chatty Lion. And then the final faction that we can't really see right now, Aravaki, being commanded by J-Barbs. So you could see what seems to be the overall defense here is they're going for a two-pronged defense here with units on either side, forcing the attackers to choose a direction, which means so instead of doing something like this, they are allowing for some better angles, but the other thing is that it also gets them out of the tower range. You can see that range is about right there. So if they were to go any closer, that tower would literally just sit there and get free kills on them. So pretty good choice there. Ooh, look at this! Aravaki coming in with an Iberian Scorpion. All right. Now this thing is going to have great shots here, just looking right down this straight street. We also have some Balearic Slingers here from Aravaki. Aravaki actually going right in with Iberian Swordsmen charging in. They should be able to take on these slave infantry. The Iberians up to 38 kills now. Slave infantry only with 6. But standing right behind, waiting to go in, is Lusitani's own Iberian swords. We've got ourselves a civil war going on here. I guess maybe it's not exactly a civil war, but definitely a war between Aravaki and Lusitani, which, if I remember correctly, is a pretty accurate detail. Sorry about that, guys. Other than that, pretty standard, kind of peaceful stuff so far. A little surprised that there was no defense of this area, especially given the fact of how many slingers, how many non-archers, let's say that the attackers have. You know, Masacely here, I'm going to bet went all heavy Numidian skirmishers. Where is this gen? Because I bet his general's the 4th skirmisher. Because I see, there he is. Yep. And then Lusitani, you have Balearic Slingers. So really the only archers is Carthage. For the attack, or for the defenders, you've got the Syrians and the Gallic Hunters of Arverni and Galatia. So I'm a little surprised they didn't take advantage of that by defending this outer area. The attackers really would not have been able to do much about that defense. They couldn't really threaten them with any archer fire. Coming around to the left here, you could see some Lusitani units in the back, but led off by slave infantry here by Masacely. Slave infantry charging in, countercharged by the Galatian swords. Well done. Galatian swords are going to make easy work of this. Now coming up behind them will be the Iberian swords. Iberian swords are a little bit outmatched here Really what they, I think, are missing out a little bit here is some javi tosses from those Iberian swords. But the problem with it is these Syrians are not going to make that easy. These Iberian swords, well, all of Lusitani's army, their only choice here is they're going to have to keep moving. They need to be careful. I'm not sure what... I mean, I'm almost positive this is in range here. So Lusitani needs to be very careful. Numidian light infantry coming in from Messassili now. I think I said Messassili twice there. Lusitani is who I meant of who needs to be careful. Ooh, look at this nice position here. Balearic slingers up on the walls. I'm not sure what can they actually shoot though. Okay, looks like their range seems to be about right here, but due to the angle and due to some of the buildings here, you can see they actually have an attack order over here, but I'm pretty positive they can't hit anything there. Galatia really setting up to lead this defense. There we go. Now the Balearics seem to be shooting at something they can actually hit here. Galatian swords. Then they have no kills yet, but they just started firing, so Numidian light infantry just getting kind of wasted here. But to be perfectly honest with you, I think that could be considered a bit of a waste of ammunition by the Syrians. A lot of ammo being poured into a pretty low tier unit. And here comes the Carthaginian archers coming in from behind. There we go. Look at that. Tell me that's not a beautiful shot right there. And here come Balearic slingers as well from Lusitani. So they are bringing a lot of firepower to bear down this street. And honestly, it works very well for those Balearic slingers of Lusitani. So they could really get some good shots here. They just need to be careful of that counter fire. Looks like Gallic Hunter's now coming to assist that Syrian archer. Syrian already up to 102 kills. Balearic from Aravaki not really doing much of anything at the moment. And really, as you can see, not much of a push at all coming in this direction. Lusitani guerrillas. Gonna bet they probably brought that literally just for the point of moving all the siege equipment forward. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're really making much of any sort of push here on the left. Here's some artillery coming in, though, but it's coming center. Oh, good hit. And listen, look at this. Good move by Aravaki. The Scorpion that was here has now been moved over to this side. This is where the push is happening. So they are setting up to get some shots here. But it looks like they are concerned about the archer fire. Looks like they are taking quite a bit of fire here. Looks like probably from the Balearic slingers of Lusitani, though. So a lot of ground being gained here. Look at this. Scorpion trying to get the hell out of Dodge. They might lose their Scorpion here, and that's big. I mean, oh. Scorpion has broken. It is not shattered, but keep in mind that the ammunition is carried by the crew, and the more crew you lose, the more ammunition you lose. So, or less ammunition that you have. So even if this unit comes back, they will not be able to fire as much, getting less kills. Arverni now going in with some Celtic warriors, countercharged by the Galatian swords. Countercharged by the Galatian swords. Cycle by the Galatian swords, excuse me. So the Celtics charging into the Numidian lights. They should make short work of this. Oh, look at that. Getting tossed over the shield. Archers moving up. So they have gained themselves some ground. What that's going to allow them for is getting those archers up here to engage if they can. If they can keep the defending missiles at bay, Lusitani will come in and make short work of pretty much everything on the field. They will have a little bit of trouble with Galatia. The Galatian Legionaries are a very, very good unit. But pretty much everything else, the Lusitani's units will do extremely well against in melee combat. So if they can get rid of this missile fire, they can do very well. I'm wondering, I think the defenders are looking for side shots here. I think they're trying to move up here to see if they can't shoot over these houses. Yeah, they're not moving up that far, I guess, but I do think that's what they're trying to do. No push on the right as of yet. Left side is where all the action is. Careful, heavy Numidian skirmishers. Look at the heavy Numidian skirmishers at 215 kills. They do only have one chevron, which means they weren't exactly killing like super good quality stuff, but they were getting kills, and that is good. A lot of people forget that sometimes it's not about the kills that you get, but about the timing that you buy. So, typically, what tends to happen is defenders throw in light tier units to kind of soak up ammunition, and honestly, in reality, the main thing, delay you. So, the quicker you can eat through those low tier units, the more time you gain. So, there are arguments to be made about using ammunition or using high tier units early on to quickly get through the low tier fodder. It is a constantly debated topic, but I do think that situationally there are situations for both rules of both. Yeah, you know what I mean. Words are apparently hard for me tonight. It's fine. It happens, okay? It's okay. Ooh, do we have a little bit of a... I mean, not quite in advance, but the Balearic Slingers have come off their perch. They have 108 kills with one chevron. Looks like they've just been kind of taking pot shots at some of these. Rules of thought is the phrase I was going for a moment ago. A lot of cycling going on here by our Verni. Celtic Warriors 52 kills, 85 kills, and 20 kills. Lusitani Guerrilla's already up here, and I'm not 100% sure as to why. Maybe it looks like maybe they're coming up. They're trying to get shots in on the Gallic Hunters. That's why. It does look like they did get some tosses in. Got Iberian swords holding the left flank. What they should do now is get a unit in to take the place of that Lusitani Guerrilla. Syrians now backing back up. 17 kills, 22 kills. Levy Freeman went charging forwards, but looks like they got punished for their decisions here.
Warriors, move out!
Gallic Warriors with 63 kills is pretty darn good. Syrians have moved up, and they are starting to take shots. Look like they are probably going after Lusitani. Lusitani Guerrillas have removed themselves from combat, so the main combat now is with Numidian Light Infantry and Iberian Swordsmen. Archer fire coming in on, looks like the heavy Numidian Skirmishers. Iberian Swords now at 64 kills, Celtics 25. Oh, there's a Chosen Sword that had come up too. And now they're switching back out for some depleted Celtic Warriors. And Chosen Sword's also switching out. A little surprised by that. That original Chosen, I don't, seemed pretty healthy. I'm not exactly sure the decision to remove it. Carthage now charging in with the Gallic Warriors. Galatian Swords, no counter charge. But we are getting some good jabbies here. Oh man, look at that. Iberian swords and Galatian swords getting jabbies right in the back of the Gallic warriors. Beautiful. But the Lusitani also brought a Scorpion? What? How about that? I can dig it. All right. You know what? Cool. Let's do this. Let's see if Lusitani has a little bit better luck with his Scorpion than Aravaki had with his. Aravaki, unfortunately, did not do too well with that Scorpion. I mean, it is what it is, but, you know, it's fine. We'll see what Lusitani does. Let's see who the better Iberian faction is. Here we go. Switch out. Lusitani Nobles going in now. There we go. Bringing in the big boys. Lusitani Nobles are going to have a lot of fun as long as they can keep the archer fire down. Syrian archers, 66 kills and 43 kills. Chosen Swords being pulled out. Lusitani Nobles at 50 kills now. They've only lost 15 men. Oh, hey, the Iberian Scorpion came back for Aravaki. Look at that. They only have 13 men left in it, in the crew. Yeah, and the Lusitani one is firing. I just heard it. 6 kills so far. And the Balearics are also taking shots now, 126 and 66 kills. '72, 126. So far, nothing too crazy from the Iberian Scorpion of Lusitani. Let's get back to the middle. Man, how many Lusitani Nobles? 1, 2... 3 at least. 4, 5. I wonder if he went all Lusitani Nobles and Iberian swords. 6 with the general. Nobles have been pulled out of combat. 91 kills though. In a moment they could probably go back in now that the archers have retreated. Here we go. Heavy Numidian skirmishers have moved up. 245 kills on them. They're going to take the initial charge here. They probably aren't going to last too much longer. Galatian swords on the wall, now catching the Lusitani guerrillas standing there. Iberian Scorpion still 15 kills, looks like. And it looks like Lusitani has now gone back in with his nobles. Headhunt now popped. 116 kills, 111 men left. Countercharge, countercharge, do it. Ah. Lusitani Nobles have a 32 charge bonus. He has used Headhunt and Battle Rhythm. So 86 melee attack, 355 base morale. Look at that. Look at them just eat up kills now. Looks like another Chosen Sword coming in. You should wait till that Battle Rhythm gives out before you do the second wind. This Battle Rhythm's going to give you a little bit of fatigue itself. Another switch out, but Lusitani Nobles now coming out of combat. The Desert Legionaries going in. Now the Balearics from Aravaki seem to be taking some fire. Artillery coming in. can see up on the wall, Carthage actually sent a Gallic warrior up there, relieving the Lusitani guerrilla. Guerrilla had full ammo, so definitely one you want to keep around. Holy crap, guys. Look at this. It doesn't even feel like we've been in combat for that long, but this is what has happened on this street so far. Good lord. And the defenders seem to have gained some ground back. Look at that. The attackers had made their way all the way up here, and now the defenders have clawed their way back to the forefront. Nobles are still getting shot, it looks like. They do have 149 kills. Yeah, he's pulling back a little bit more, trying to get away from that missile fire. Oh, God, this is a dirty spot. You can see as they're charging forward, the fire that they're getting from the flank is just extremely painful. Late Libyan hoplites now moved up. Got some Libyan infantry as well. Lusitani guerrillas are moving back. They're running away. Bounce power seems to be dead even. Really couldn't tell you if there was if it was leaning either way at this point. Just looking at the bounce power. Nobles now at 156 kills. Got some Chosen Swords, 55, 97, and 142. Not bad at all. A new Celtic now coming in. This one is fresh. This new Lusitani Noble with the single chevron has bumped it up to 67 melee attack and 79 melee defense. Very, very good. He is getting depleted. 50 men, 169 kills, 170, 71. Heavy Numidian skirmishers now taking some pot shots at the units back behind the line of scrimmage here. Chosen Sword's about to break. They do have 124 kills. That's not too shabby, honestly. Especially going up against the Lusitani nobles like that. Look at this. Galatia actually going forward into this attack. I'm a little surprised. No support coming from that. And the Galatian sword kind of got around that late Libyan hoplite. Here comes the Iberian swords. Galatian swords had now broken. They do have 117 kills. Iberian swords sneaking past the Libyan infantry. But now you're going to get a kind of a pincer deal going on here. Still got stuff set up behind. Look at this. Look how a lot of Syrians lost here. A lot of Syrians lost. In the background, you can see how many stuff was lost back here from things like the slingers. How's the Lusitani Scorpion? 34 kills. They really need to be careful over this side. Lusitani Noble, 197 kills, 34 men left. Look at the Numidian Light Infantry, 116 kills. Are they out of ammo? No, they are not. They do still have ammo that is good for the attackers, not great for the defenders. Another switch out by Arverni. And here comes Galatia. Look at that. That is not the sight that you want to see, but as the attackers is walking around the corner, 3 healthy, full units of Galatian legionaries. That's not a fun... I mean, obviously, if you think about it, like, it's not surprising because, you know, obviously Galatia hasn't even sent any in, so they would be there. But still, man, that is not something you want to see walking around the corner. And look at this. Syrian's actually walking around into this little nook over here and actually getting some shots off here. Does not look like a place you would be able to get archer fire over just from the angle there. But they were pulling it off, and that's good for them. Late Libyan hoplites actually ended up coming back. See, a lot of stuff is actually still left here. The attackers by no means running out of troops anytime soon. Carthaginian ballista with 249 kills. Wow, 300. 249 kills. That's kind of the fine balance that you have to find as the attackers, is how many artilleries you want to bring. Because what ends up happening is if you bring no artillery, then what happens is the attackers or the defenders just swarm you at the walls, and they can set up all their stuff wherever they want with no repercussions. But if you bring too many artilleries, then the attacker or the defenders just give up a ton of stuff and, you know, fall back really, really far, which is very frustrating as an attacker. So it's kind of the fine line as the three, you know, for the three attackers, they decided to bring the one. They probably just felt like that they wouldn't get enough value out of another artillery. So yeah, you know, and then depending on the settlement, depends on if you want to bring more or less. Things like Ankara, it is standard that you bring like 3 artilleries on, because there's nowhere for the attackers or the defenders to go. So you blast the living shit out of them. I'm just saying. That's what happens. That's how you play Ankara. Same thing with like Tarsus. Tarsus is something you typically bring a lot. But you got to be careful because people tend to fall way back if you do. Let me know in the chat or in the comment section if you guys would like me to do some videos on how to build an army in multiplayer games. And I could do it where, you know, going over different, I could do faction comps. You know, hey, this is a faction video on Carthage. Here is how you make a Carthaginian army, and the things you need to take into consideration as you're doing so that you can have some ideas of what to think about when you're building your army, and units to bring, not to bring, units that are worth it, the ones that aren't, and then how to literally just look at the lobby you're in and decide how to build your army, because that's really going to be the thing that's going to define it. Yes, there are standard armies you're going to see in a lot of factions, but they can vary a little bit depending on who your allies are playing. So let me know what you guys think on that. I've done some faction videos before. They didn't do very well, but if I get enough people who say they would like to see that, then I'll do it. You know what I mean? I will try and do some and see how it goes. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think of that. Back to your regular scheduled program here. Sorry. They actually are finally pushing on this side over here. The Numidian skirmisher general for Masacely here is actually kind of moved way up close to the front line and is just shooting right into the sides of the Iberian swords. The Iberian swords that are actually trying to do the exact same thing to Carthage. So I guess fair is fair. Balearics have also moved really, really far forward, just really focusing down this Iberian sword. Here's the other scary thing. We just now have seen Galatian legionaries from Galatia. We haven't even seen any Scutari from Aravaki. So that is going to be the interesting thing. Well, this is the first Scutari we've seen. Let me correct that. This is the first Scutari we've seen so far. So, and here comes another. So we're just now seeing some of the better units of the defenders. That's kind of scary, to be honest with you. But to me, look at the bounce power. It sure looks like the bounce power has shifted in the attacker's favor. It is just ever so slightly, but it has. Looks like Lusitani here has been well played so far on the attack. It is a tough faction to play on the attack. 215 kills on the Lusitani Noble here, and he's got a lot of them left. They're having to deal with this stupid Galatian sword up here. They did send a Galatian or a desert cohort up to deal with that, so. Oh man, they're still getting them. Look at that. But look at the crossfires here. Good plays by both sides. So you can see attackers holding this, and so the defenders are getting shots here, so the attackers are getting shots there. A very good counter play from both sides. Good plays and good strategy from both of the teams here. They need to be careful, though. Aravaki broke that unit and is now catching Carthage in a little bit of a weird situation here. Libyan infantry now sneaking through a gap, engaging the Iberian swords, but they need to be careful. It opens up the side jabbies from Aravaki. Iberian swords, 20 kills. Iberian swords do have a little bit better ammunition. I believe it is 5. I believe they have the Thuros ammunition. One downside is that even though the Carthaginian mercenary Iberian swords are targetable, the Lusitani and Aravaki Iberian swords are not targetable, which sucks because it really would be nice to have that. Ooh, Aravaki, got to be careful here. Cretan Archer is getting a good shot on them. But then on the counter, they also need to be careful because the Gallic Hunters of Arverni getting shots in on him now. Once again, this is good countering, good back and forth here, but both teams, man, as soon as one side gets an angle on someone, the other side gets a counter one right back at them. Very well played. This has been extremely well done by both teams. Gallic Hunters, 34 kills. Scutari at 115 now. The Lusitani Scorpion has moved forward, is taking shots, but so far not getting any kills. Got the General's Bodyguard, bunch of stuff left here from the attackers. They still have this tiny little Lusitani Noble who's like, yeah, man, we're awesome. We killed 215 men. Woohoo! So far, no advancement further than this choke point here. I think that's mostly due to the 2 different angles they'd have to deal with. But this side is a little worrying for me, that I would say, by the defenders. Only that 1 unit, so if they were to just plug this with 1 and just push hard here, they might be able to deal with that Chosen pretty fast. And, well, I mean, I love when I'm in the middle of like, yeah, this would be blah, blah, blah. And then the defenders do, or the other team does something to like ruin everything that I'm talking about. So congratulations, you suck. But they're giving up this area. They're still holding here. They have, let's see, double Scutari. No, 1 Scutari, 1 Iberian. Noble Fighter Gen is up. 67 kills here. But he is getting shot at, and he's got to be careful there. Yeah, so they have now just given up the plaza here. Arverni now holding that choke point there, and this one here. But look at this, Galatian Legionaries look like they're going in. Desert Legionaries countercharge, well done. Heavy Numidian Skirmishers at 137 kills now. Actually switching out the Desert Legionaries. Interesting. And doesn't look like they're going to send anything over here, and nothing up this alleyway either. I guess not an alleyway, it's pretty broad street, but you get what I mean. The Aravaki General now in combat, 100 kills. Skutari getting some jabby tosses, waiting to go in through the gap, it looks like. Aravaki headhunt, no battle rhythm so far. Yeah, maybe he's not going to get one. Skutari waiting to go in. Now the thing is that the defenders have lost their ability to counter into the back of that choke point. A little bit of an oof there. They probably could have held this a little bit longer with the unit there and there, thus allowing like a slinger and archer to get shots into the backs of this. That's all right though. Carthage doesn't seem too interested in going down this street either. Aravaki's general has now been pulled out. He's got 124 kills for 54 losses. Not too shabby at all. Balearic Singer's 53 kills. And now Skutari, and man, I bet they wish they had an archer unit or some archers that they could put right here, because they would have some beautiful shots into that. Lusitani Nobles now in combat. They have 95 kills with 116 men. But now going up against the Aravaki Noble Fighters. Almost dead even, but the Noble Fighters seem to be winning this one so far. Now switch out for a couple of Carthaginian units. Looked like he maybe knew that he wasn't going to win that one, so pulling out of it. Look at this, a little bit of a counter push by the defenders. Chosen Swords charging in on some heavy Numidian skirmishers while Galatian legionaries tie down the Desert Legionaries. But look at the mob over here. God. Iberian Sword, 77 kills and 98 men left, and they are wavering. Desert Legionaries, you got two healthy Desert Legionaries. And a Desert Cohort set up behind as well. Iberian Swords maybe looking to get into the fight over here instead. Numidian Light Infantry breaking. Gone. Galatian Noble Horse. Looks like moving around for abilities would be my expectation. I didn't see him. There's nothing really to get into, so. Lusitani Nobles, 121 kills, down to 60 men. Looks like they were getting focused down pretty hard here by the Balearics. 116 kills, 120 and 77. Now the Noble Fighter General charging in to counter the Lusitani Noble. Carthage, I think, trying to sneak through the gap. It's got to hurry. Lusitani Noble broke. He's not going to make the gap, so the Noble Fighter is going to move in. Maybe not. A lot of projectiles going into that Lusitani Noble. You can see Oathsworn, two Oathsworn from Arverni. Skutari, still got a Chosen Sword here. Visacely going in with the big boys, though. Desert Cohort's engaging now. So now we got Desert Cohort versus Galatian Legionary. Both very, very good units. Desert Cohort's one of those kind of weird, quasi-mid-tier, almost high-tier units. They're like 820 or something like that. You know, a little bit better than the Desert Legionary, but they don't get any abilities like a Headhunter or anything like that. Now look at this, quite the counter push by Galatia. They've actually gained some ground here against the Misacely player. Actually, oh, so this is that one one Lusitani Noble from earlier. 225 now. He's got a headhunt on. Doesn't look like he's really that well engaged, though, because he wasn't really getting any kills. Carthage needs to be real careful with that archer fire, though, with Lusitani in combat there. Getting shots now is fine. Lusitani could probably engage that or that. At least get a little bit of that attacked in the rear penalty. And then here's the Gallic Hunter. Looks like going after the Balearics, and I think that's probably the right call here. Cretans already have 156 kills, but these Balearics have 64 only. So they've got ammunition to use, and they have a beautiful shot into Galatia. So I think it's a good choice by Arverni to shoot those. Look at this. Carthage now moving a Cretan archer up and getting some good shots into Aravaki. Aravaki can't do shit about it either. Their best bet would be if they've got ammo, take one of these slingers over to the side and shoot the shit out of it. But I don't think that's any option right now. Noble Fighter, 60 men, 174 kills. General is dead, so he can now... Honestly, sometimes losing your general can be a little bit relieving because it gives you kind of a no chains attached ability to throw this unit into combat without any worries of like, well, I gotta be careful because I don't want to lose my general because then I lose my abilities and that's just not what I want. So I gotta be careful with them and don't send them in too much. Well, now the gen's dead and you're like, well, fuck it, man. He's dead. So this 70-man Noble Fighter can go in and kill him, you know? Don't ask me what impression that was supposed to be or where that came from, because I'm not sure that I'd be able to give you a real good answer to it. So, yeah. All right. Look at that dirty, oh my god, 2 of them. Galatian Legionaries, Javies, and the Chosen Sword Javies. Really, really nice. 117 kills, 77 kills. But the attackers getting some good Javies in on the Galatian Legionaries as well. Only 111 kills on them. That's not that great for Galatia. I mean, that's just all game. There has been just great tactical prowess on both sides here. So, you know, Galatia not getting a ton of kills. I'm not going to blame Galatia for that because honestly, both teams have been excellent in this game. 159 men left with 28 kills. This is a brand new, fresh Lusitani Noble in now. No headhunt, it doesn't look like. Defenders using some good abilities on their troops here. Well done. Look at the Lusitani Noble skyrocket, though. 53 kills now. Over here, the attackers have pretty much full sway of this Y intersection here. You can see now Lusitani even bringing stuff in from that side. So that's what we're about to get. There is no Sworn involved. 100 kills. He's got Headhunt and Battle Rhythm. That puts him at 73 melee attack, 49 weapon damage, 356 base morale. Aravaki really holding this by himself, honestly. He has been pretty much by himself the entire game over here. Actually pulling back a little bit out of this choke point. And I think he's going for the trifecta Javi toss. The Noble Horse gen for Galatia actually has seen a little bit of combat. He's got 6 kills. He's down to 65 men. I was gonna say he's down 15 men, but I don't know. He's probably just been throwing in abilities for most of this. Oh, this is gonna hurt a lot. Double Lusitani Nobles. But one of them is pulling out of combat, 53 kills. This one, 92. Very well done. Then they still have this one here. He looks like he's stayed engaged. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes when you see like multiple units like going different directions all in the same place. Sometimes you can't really exactly tell where everything's going. Now Oathsworn coming back in, 142 kills. I think it's a little early. I don't think they've got Headhunt back. Balearic Slingers 223 with 2 chevrons. 156, 125. And they still have ammo, so they're still getting shots here. Lusitani Scorpion here. Still not really blowing anything away with kills or anything like that. Only 48. I think really the biggest problem has been when a lot of the time that he had this Scorpion out, he was kind of sitting back here, and you could see this rise up right in front of us here. You can see it right in front there. That could have been kind of impeding a little bit of the shots of the Scorpion. But man, the attackers have really gained good ground. Another swap out by the Lusitani Nobles, 95 kills, 127. Galatian Legionaries, 113 and a 38. Galatian Legionaries are a great unit, but man, they really just aren't in the same class of unit as Lusitani Nobles, and so in the end, they're just outclassed. They can do the damage, but man, those Lusitani Nobles are going to eat right through them. Good Javies here by the Desert Cohort. Defenders have a problem. They have got an issue here. Honestly, I think we are seeing majority of what the defenders have left. Oathsworn General from Arverni now engaged. The Galatian General, it looks like he snuck around something like that. Getting in behind, now into the Carthaginian Archers and Lusitani Slingers. Noble Horse to 88 kills, 89. Oathsworn's 216 and 31. But look at this, the opposite now happening to the defenders. Carthage's General getting around, trying to get into the Aravaki Slingers. Aravaki has a Scutari right here. What are we doing? Oh, Aravaki, what's happening here, man? You got a Scutari just standing there doing nothing. And here comes the hordes of attackers. Arverni's General holding one side. The depleted Oathsworn engaging Masacely on the left. Desert Cohort, even if they don't win it, they are holding an important unit. So Lusitani will be able to get around it. Carthaginian General now going to charge it in the back. Turn around, Javi toss, beautiful. Bad charge by the Carthaginian General. But now the Oathsworn is surrounded and probably not going to last very much longer. Aravaki now finally getting that Scutari involved. Well, kind of. He's still standing here. No counter charge. Carthage's General up to 70 kills. And Lusitani just walking past. Looked like he's going after Aravaki. The Desert Cohort engaging the rear of the Oathsworn General of Arverni. I gotta say, an excellent battle here. Very, very, very well fought by both sides. You can see army losses is kicking in, wavering. Skutari units, Aravaki not going to last much longer here. Shattered. And I don't know what's left. Could be the fact that the Oathsworn General isn't technically shattered. But Lusitani has a couple units walking up here. Maybe Arverni has, so you can see one Gallic Hunter. Maybe they've got another Gallic Hunter up here that hasn't broken. We're about to find out. 16 or 60, yep, there it is. Gallic Hunter. Let's see if they break before he even gets to it. Yeah, there they go. All right, so looking at the attackers here. First off, Lusitani with 1846. A lot of troops, a lot of Lusitani nobles left, though. 173, 149, 180, 133, 232, 58 on the Scorpion. The Iberian swords, they did all right. Slingers, 235. You got Darsman as Masesu with 2,381 kills. Not just leading the team, but leading the game. Heavy Numidian skirmishers all did very, very well. 249 on the cohort, 156, 150 on the legionaries. Finally, as Carthage, we have Everos with 2,332 kills. 249 on the ballista. Archers, 170, 160, do pretty well there. Libyan infantry, 213, 196. Samnites, 158, 129. For the defenders, we have got J. Barbs as Aravaki with 1878. That is leading the defenders here. We got 210 on the Noble Fighter General, 50 on the Scorpion. The Slingers, 223 and 133, 181. 142 on Iberian Sword is nothing to bat an eye at. Skutari, 126, 121. Ross Worthy as Arverni with 1748 as Arverni. 127 and 254 on the Oathsworn. The Archers not doing so hot, unfortunately. Chosen Swords, they did decent. 172, 159 is not bad. Then finally, Chatty Lion as Galatia with 1807. The Archers, they did okay. They did all right. The Glacial Legionaries definitely could have done better here. 115, 123, 156. Well, that is going to be it for today's battle. Thank you guys so much for joining for this. Don't forget that if you are new to the channel, go and hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys next time.